we went back to the US thinking that we would move to LA. We found out fairly quickly that that was not what our hearts and minds and bodies wanted to do. Um, yeah, like, I very quickly saw myself in therapy, just, like, having panic attacks, not wanting to be back in the States, just, like, knowing it wasn't where I wanted to be. It was interesting to go back to the US after being abroad and seeing the way people were living in the US, like, what they valued compared to what our lives had been abroad, and it just didn't make sense to me. I just I just was very unhappy. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a very quickly failed experiment, and I think we were there for all of 3 or 4 months,
I think so.
and then realized very quickly this isn't it. And we had been to Cambodia before, and Jen had spent the time there, and we had gone there to visit while we were living in China, and so we just with the clothes on our back and the bag and our backpacks moved to Cambodia with no jobs lined
Yeah.
up, just went and made it happen.
Yeah, and I think we should mention that after we left China, we spent 6 months backpacking. So, that was also something that was huge for us. We had saved money while we were in China, and we spent, time in Cambodia well, yeah, more time in Cambodia, Thailand, um
Myanmar.
yeah, and oh,
Malaysia.
yeah, Myanmar for a month, Malaysia, and then India for 10 weeks. So going back to the States was just such a a very different feeling. We hadn't just been in China, but we'd been, like, all over it and, seen a lot, and, um, yeah, that I think that's what also made it really hard to go back.
It's like reverse culture shock, right?
Oh, very much so,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
big time.
you said that when you went back, you realized that what people valued in LA was not what you guys valued. How do you think like the average American thinks, or what's different, I guess, about American values versus the values that you guys have now from, traveling to different places?
I think at the most base level, just having stuff. We don't have many possessions.
Mm-mm.
We just got down we have even less now. We got rid of our last bag, so now we're down to the 2 bags and 2 backpacks.
Yeah, we donated all of our winter clothes.
Yeah, yeah. We're not going back.
No more winters, no more winters.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
more winter.
no more winter. No, we're here. It's like 90 degrees in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
We're back in our element. But I think that was the biggest culture shock because we just traveled for 6 months, just backpacking, so we're wearing the same clothes all the time. Our clothes were ratty looking, but we didn't care because we were having such a lovely time. And to come back and just see, like, our friends had graduated university because we left as soon as we graduated, so they had started their careers, they'd had apartments, they had, $3,000 couches, and it was just hard for us to wrap our minds around why.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with the way Americans are living, it's just that's what you do, right? When you're settled somewhere, you start to accumulate, and it's totally normal to do that. We just really had a hard time seeing ourselves doing that.
Mhm.
So I'm not trying to, like, talk smack on Americans by any means, it's just personally not what we felt like we wanted to do. Um, yeah.
But I am talking smack. Okay. I want to make that clear.
50-50 split here. No,
Yeah, yeah.
that totally makes sense to me. I think that if you're on the road a lot, it's hard to keep a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I think life on the road, it gives you this sense of freedom that is really hard to come by when you are settled somewhere, whether that's settled abroad or at home, really, but, we just I find it very addicting. I think I have ADHD, and so I'm always chasing dopamine hits. I'm not diagnosed, but, like, all of my friends are diagnosed, so I'm pretty sure there's a good chance that I do. Anyways, I think this lifestyle really lends itself to work for me in a lot of ways because I'm always doing new things. I can yeah, I can be, like, creative and have fun and do all these new things every day.
As a traveler, what's the biggest dopamine hit that you get?
Food is a big one for me.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I was thinking the when we get to a new place and then like creating that, that the map in your head of where you are is like, okay, though that's where this is and that's where this is, and to feel like you have a place instead of as a when you're like we've been tourists, we've done that before, and you just kind of go from spot to spot to spot and then you leave, but you don't really have an understanding of where you are. Getting the chance to understand, okay, if I walk this way, I'll end up in this part of town. And when you have an extended period at a place, to feel more like, okay, I belong here, more than I am here, if that makes any sense.
That makes total sense. If I'm on a vacation somewhere, even for a short amount of time, I do this little thought exercise where I look around at people and I just imagine what a day in their life would be. You know, like, oh, here I am in whatever country or, city. Oh, I wonder what it would be like if I was on my way to work right now, like that guy is, or if I was taking the subway to go to the university like that girl over there is, or whatever, like wanting to get deeper into it versus just like being there for 10 days and then going home.
Yeah.
Exactly.